Being a DJ in 2025 is no longer just about the music anymore. There's content, there's creativity, and sometimes you need to take half your studio and put it on your back. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the stuff that I take with me whenever I need to work on the go. So essentially a show and tell, but for a DJ who happens to be a tech nerd. So we're going to start with the backpack itself. And this here is the Manfrotto Advanced 2 compact backpack. And I feel like this was made specifically for me because it carries all the things that I need to carry, nothing less, nothing more. It was designed to carry a 13-inch laptop and some things that you might need to carry with you. So there's this compartment here at the bottom, so you can put your headphones and whatever. And then there's one at the top here. So if I open this here, then you see that this is where your laptop goes. And then this here, this is removable. You can put your lens and your camera and whatever. And then here on the side, this is where you can put your tripod. And then here I have this water bottle, and this is where I put it. As you can see, it's very stretchy, and this is where I put my water bottle. And then as a DJ, there's this section here. This is where I put my USBs. I know it's a lot, but hey, I'm a DJ, okay? This is where I put all my USBs. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is just a dongle. And then the straps here on this bag, they're very comfortable. They're thick and padded, and you don't feel any pain when you carry it. And there's a couple of other things that I'm supposed to be using a specific way, but because I am not a photographer, this was made for photographers, by the way. I am not a photographer, so I just use it however I see fit. It's just the way it is. But yeah, this is the bag that I use. And then the first thing that I carry on this bag is a computer of sorts. And for this, I have two options. The first one is my M1 MacBook Pro, the OG M1. This is actually the laptop that I'm using right now. It has my script. So as you can see, this is the OG M1. It has 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. And I know it's old, it looks old even, the design is very old, but it just works. I don't feel the need to upgrade. The only time that I want to upgrade is if maybe, let's say I'm watching an MKBHD video and he has like the M4 Pro, M4 Max, and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. I need that, but honestly, I don't, because there isn't anything that I want to do on this laptop that I can't. Anything that I want to do, I can. And this is the laptop that I use if I need to edit something on the go, or if I am DJing wherever I am going. Let's say I'm carrying a controller with me, then this is where I have all my DJing software. It's Tractor, Rekordbox, and Serato. I try and separate my computers for certain parts. So this is mainly for DJing. And then I have a Mac Studio over there. I'm going to try and find some B-roll. I have a Mac Studio over there that I use for like office work and editing. But I have an editor now, so I don't use it as much. His name is Njabulo. Say hi, Njabulo. But if I don't need to edit anything heavy on the go, then I just carry my iPad. It's over here. So this here is the iPad Air M3, and it has, I don't know how many gigs of RAM, but it's the base model. So it has 128 gigs of storage. And I have to address the elephant in the room because I'm in this weird position where my iPad is actually more powerful than my laptop. This is the M3 and the laptop is the M1. But then again, I am unable to take advantage of the M3 in this iPad because iPad OS is still iPad OS. There's no, you just can't take advantage of the chip, and it kind of sucks. But at the same time, I wanted to use DaVinci on this iPad, so I need to use an external drive. However, if I went for the base model, then it's kind of slow and you can't edit from a drive. So I just needed to get the Air. So I bought this recently, and if I'm on the go and I need to check some emails, or if I need to edit my reels on CapCut, something like that, then this is the machine that I use. So essentially anything that doesn't need me to use a laptop, I'll do it here. So if I have to answer some emails, or if I have to edit some reels on CapCut, and sometimes I play some games on here as well. I play PUBG Mobile and COD Mobile. This is just for vibes, honestly. I don't need it, but at the same time, it makes my life easier. You know what I mean? Also, by the way, I need to be honest. Before recording this video, I removed the iPad from its case because every time I watch content creators show their iPad on screen, they just raw dogging it like this. And it looks nice, but at the same time, it's like, stressful for me to watch them. Like, are you guys not worried about your iPads? I have a screen protector on and I always have a case on it. But whenever I'm not on camera, I have a case on it and I need to protect it. But yeah, I just want it to be cool for the video. Now let's move on to cameras. Now these are not as useful for me whenever I'm outside of this room. Like, I shoot the majority of my content in this room, and if I leave, I hardly record anything. But on the occasion that I need to, I have 3 options, and it's never all 3. I either take 1 or 2, never all 3. First option is this here, my iPhone 13 Pro. So this here is my baby and I'll use it until something breaks. I actually recently got a battery for it. I went to the iStore, which is like Apple store in South Africa. It's complicated, don't even ask about it. But this here, I'll use it until something breaks because the prices of phones right now don't make sense. And anything that I record on this is good. But if you take the 13 Pro by itself or the 16 Pro or 17 Pro, whatever, and you record a video on it and you post it, no one will be able to say, oh yeah, this was recorded on a 13 Pro. I can tell it's grainy, it's whatever. It still looks good. And this thing of trying to like upgrade every single year doesn't make sense to me. The price of these things is ridiculous. There's no need for me to buy a phone every year. I mean, for some of you it might make sense. For me, it just doesn't. So if I need to record some B-roll or whatever, I just take out my phone and start recording, and I can use it on a YouTube video or TikTok video or whatever, and you guys won't be able to tell because it just works. But let's say I need to shoot something on a professional camera, then I would use the camera that I'm using here. This is the Sony FX30. I use it with the Sigma f1.4 16mm. But at the time of recording this video, I've never used this camera outside of this room actually. But if I ever need to record like a video of me DJing outside or something like that, then I'll take this one. Or if I don't need that professional of a look, then I'll take this top-down camera here. This is the Sony ZV-E10 Mark I. So this is the one that I've used the most when I'm outside and I'm not shooting on my phone. I've had it the longest. I think at this time I've had it for about 3 years. And it's been so good to me. And I'll use it with the Sigma f1.4 or the kit lens, whichever one fits whatever I'm doing. And then of course there's the batteries. If you own a camera, then you know that you need extra batteries. So these are the FX30 batteries. They're kind of bigger, twice the size of the battery of the ZV-E10. This is what they look like. So I have 3 for each camera. The first ones are the ones that are inside the cameras, and then I have 2 extra ones and the chargers. Oh, by the way, everything that I mentioned in this video can be found in the description below the like button, but don't let that make you fall for consumerism and start buying things that you don't need. Like, upgrade your stuff if you need to, and if there's something that looks cool but you know that you're gonna use it once and toss it, don't buy it. Please save your money, okay? Now, back to the video. Now we're going to move on to the audio, and for audio there's inputs and outputs. And inputs are microphones whenever I need to record something, and then outputs are either headphones, headsets, or whatever. For the microphones, I really wanted the DJI Mic 2s, like I desperately wanted them. But around the time, a company from China named Mitsama reached out to me to see if I wanted to test out their microphones. And of course, I said yeah. And those microphones are the ones that I'm still using to this day. These are the X1s. And this is not sponsored, by the way. I never posted a video about them here on YouTube, but I did on TikTok and IG. These are the X1s. They come in this nice leather case. And this is what the inside, the case for the microphones looks like. And then on here, we got some accessories that you use with the microphones. So this is what the case looks like. And then you open it and this is what you get. So you have 2 microphones and 1 receiver. It's actually the right language to use is these are 2 microphones and 1 receiver. And the only reason why I'm calling it a receiver is because I had to look it up. If I didn't look it up, I'd just call it a thing with a screen, because that's what it is. So these microphones can give you, I believe, 8 hours of recording time, and then the case gives you an additional 14. So that's a total of 22 hours, which is really good. And the distance on these, you can get up to, I believe, 800, let me check, 820 feet or 250 meters. And I will never, ever have to use these microphones from that distance. I don't create that kind of content. But they're good. I really wanted the DJI Mic 2s, but these work just as well. The only thing that they don't do is the internal recording. So let's say if you're recording on these and somehow the mic dies and you don't have a backup of your recording or something happens, I don't know, then you won't have any backup of your recording and the video is just toast. But even if you're recording on the DJI Mic 2s and they die, it's not going to continue recording internally because, I mean, it's dead. But there are cases where, let's say, somebody passes through and the connection is lost, then you would need something like that. But honestly, I've never had to deal with anything like that. And if it ever happens to me, then yeah, I will invest in the Mic 2s. But otherwise, this has worked well for me. They have some noise reduction built into them. The case charges via USB-C. I'm not sure if you can see it there. Oh, there's a lot of fingerprints on it. But the case charges via USB-C and the sound is really good. Here's a video of me using these microphones on a video here on YouTube. For those of you that don't know, an input is anything that produces its own sound and then you put that sound into the controller. So if you want a pair of wireless microphones and you don't have DJI money, this might be your best option. Or you can continue looking on YouTube. I don't know, but I'm keeping these until they give me a problem. Then I will buy something better. And then for audio, if I'm listening to like music or an audiobook, then I use my trusted Powerbeats Pro 2s. So initially when I bought these, I bought them for the gym, and then now I use them pretty much for anything and everything. So you can think of these as like the AirPods Pro 2s, but with the hooks here. Because I mean, the Beats is owned by Apple, so they have the hooks here so that they never fall out. And they also have a heart rate monitor. Yes, they can check your heart rate from your ear. And then they also have the active noise cancelling, which is like the same as the AirPods Pro 2s. They have the pass-through mode. So everything that you can find on the AirPods Pro 2s will be here. It's just with the hooks and the heart tracking thing, but otherwise it's the same thing. And then in terms of sound quality, it's kind of flat, which I like. Some of you guys might not like that, but I really like it. The bass is present and it's punchy, even though the profile is kind of flat. And it kind of sucks that Apple does not offer EQing with these headphones. It would be nice if you could set your own profile and it just sounds best for you. That was awkward. And Njabulo, please keep that in the edit. And then finally, I have some storage options and some cables and whatnot. So for storage, I still use my trusted Samsung T7. This thing is the size of a credit card. It's very small. This one that I have here is the 500 gig model. This is what I use whenever I have to edit videos on the go, whether it's on the laptop or the iPad. And that's the reason why I bought the Air instead of the base model, because on the Air, you can use an external drive and edit on it instead of having to drop the videos to the iPad and then edit from there. And then I also carry this beat up power bank. I know that at this point, I need to buy a new one. I'm not sure if it's gonna show on camera, but this thing is beat up. Like, it's swelling up. It's pregnant. It's kind of pregnant, but it still works. It charges my phone at least twice, which is good enough for me. And I know it looks bad. I know, but it still works, man. If it explodes or something like that, then I'll buy a new one. And the reason why I'm not buying a new one is because of the thing that I mentioned earlier in the video, falling for consumerism. Our parents and their parents before, whenever something breaks, they fixed it. Like if the TV breaks, they take it to, I don't know what the English word is for somebody that fixes electronics, and then they fix it. If your shoe gets damaged, then you put a rubber under it and you do something. But with us, we're so like buried into consumerism that if your t-shirt kind of rips, even if it's a small thing, then you buy a new t-shirt. You just toss it and you buy a new t-shirt, which is the worst way to spend money, you know. And I fell for consumerism for a very long time, but now I'm trying to break out of it. Anyway, this is not about that. This is just me showing and telling my stuff. But yeah, it's a snug power bank. It still works. It charges my phone like twice. And I put it in the backpack whenever I leave because, you know, iPhones and their batteries. But otherwise, I use this. And then finally, the last thing that I carry on the backpack is a bunch of USB-C cables. And yes, I carry about 3 or 4 USB cables, and no, I don't trust any of them. All these things that I carry with me whenever I leave the house are what allow me to work and run my business on the go. If you're a DJ/creator like me, please drop your must-haves in the comment section. To see my 5 income streams as an introvert DJ, click here, and I'll see you in that video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.